Hello everyone, just want to make this quick little video that my album is now out. Never That's When is the name of the album. You can stream it here on my YouTube channel, on Spotify. You can buy it on iTunes, Amazon, all the different digital platforms. It should be there already. So I think I fused together all my different sounds. Like if you're familiar with my music, I sometimes I'm a little bit like this or like that, a little pop. Maybe sometimes I'm a little more of that lo-fi alternative sound. I think on this album, I did the best job I've done so far in bringing all of that together in one cohesive sound that's very streamlined from the first song to the last song. And that was the intention. I came up with the album cover arts and the name of the album quite early. If you've been watching the making of the album, thank you so much for checking that out. If you haven't, check it out. It's in the vlog section. It's an hour and a half, so it's quite long. Basically, I just wanted to show, when I start an album to when I finish an album, and little bits here and there in between. The process somewhat, it's very raw. And it was filmed for IGTV, which is the long way of the when you film with your camera, long. So it's got the squares, the black on the side. And it doesn't look that great on YouTube, but it was meant for IGTV, which is it's the format that they want you to film in. So, well, I guess would you call it long view or something like that. Anyway, so if you check that out, thank you. If you haven't, check it out. If you're interested, of course. But the album is out. Never That's When. The album kind of is a statement. Like it kind of just mentions, I think, in a nutshell, how I'm a DIY artist. I'm okay with that. I do want to grow. I do want to expand this project even more so to more people. But I'm okay with how I do things, and I'm going to be doing it this way for the foreseeable future, There's another little bit of a, I guess, milestone, I could say, with this album is I finally crossed 100 songs as a solo artist. So I've released, I believe, 107 songs, 105, I believe, individual songs. There's a couple remixes and a couple different versions of the same song. But so I think it's 105 actual different songs that I've released as a solo artist, and you can hear all of them here on the YouTube channel and on Spotify and on iTunes. They're everywhere. So I'm really proud of that. It's not something that happened really fast. I do write a lot, but I've been consistent over the years, releasing music, project after project. I shouldn't say project, I should say release after release, all within this project. So yeah, 107 different, songs that you can hear. It's a lot, it's quite daunting, to be honest, if you're someone that discovers a channel. Now it's like, well, what do I hear? Well, my advice would just hear the first couple songs, to hear the newest stuff and go back from there, because it's been a work in progress since 2005 when I first started doing solo stuff. And then 2009 I came up with my name, the Chris Sky name, and from then on I've just been releasing. Yeah, I think this album is the best documentation so far of what I do, of who I am as an artist. It's classic mixed with alternative, mixed with just melodic pop rock music, I think. So check it out. Now the hard part is now. I thought recording the album was quite difficult this time around, being that I'm a dad now to a daughter and a son. That's new news, by the way. But I actually get this. On the last day of mixing, my son was born the next day. So yeah, it was a challenge to chip the album away here and there, and I think in the end it kind of helped, because I was making the most of my studio time instead of just going in there and trying to get it all done as quick as possible. And it's hard to not do that when you're recording at home. So this actually kept me from doing that, and I think you can hear that when you hear the album. Let's see what else. Yeah, like I said, the hard part is now. That is to get the music out to people. One of the things I really want to focus on with now that I'm post recording the album and it's out already. Now it's the beginning phase of promotion, and that's a quite challenging thing for a DIY artist, because when you're on a label or when you're on management, there's a lot of people's heads are put together for one goal, really, which is to get your music out there. And now, as a do-it-yourself artist, you can still have many heads together, but in terms of me, I have a small little team, a support team, but it's a little bit harder in my opinion to figure out a way to get your music out when your core audience is rather small. You know, how do you get it beyond there? You want to get on playlists, you want to get on all these different things that will get your music out to more people, but it's easier said than it is done. It can be quite difficult, and there is no paved one way to do it. So I've talked about this in past video blogs, but now I got to actually practice what it is I've preached, and that is to go forward and be creative and get this music out to people, because if I don't, it will just sit here and not get that many, you know, plays. And that's, I'm fine, because in the end I like the art, but I'd be lying to myself if I said that I'm okay with that 100%. Like, I think looking back on my art all the way till now, I'm very proud of that, and that alone, even if no one heard it, I could still say that makes me happy. And that's kind of like what the album title is, Never That's When. That's kind of what I'm saying, that I am okay with that, but that doesn't mean I don't want the music to get out there. I absolutely want it to get out there, and that's the challenge now. So if you want, and you may get sick of me just here on YouTube, but if you want to follow me on all the different platforms, there's Tumblr, there's Facebook, there's Instagram, Twitter, pick one, you know, whichever one you like to use, follow me there. They're quite different. I upload some of the main stuff on all of them, and then the in-between posts can be quite different on each one of those. And I do that on purpose, so that it's, you know, so that you might want to follow me on the different ones. I'm quite outspoken on Tumblr, a little more than I am on the other ones. Twitter, Instagram, you know, I am the way I am. Facebook is more just official posts. But I'm trying to get creative with all this, you know. So, anyways, I think that's good. I think that's it for today. This is the hard part, you know. This has always been the hard part, to get people in. I think when you're at the DIY level, it's a little easier for bands to create some sort of I don't know, just some excitement, because for one, it's more than one person, and two, it's not the name of a person, it's the name of a band, and that alone to me stirs up more excitement than just, say, one dude. And I, for some reason, think that people at the ground level like this just tend to get worked up, maybe to like purchase something a little bit easier if it's coming from like an art, like a group, like a band, and it's probably even easier when you're exactly like in a genre, you know, and like in a genre, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like a little bit more niched in your genre. I've always had the issues of trying to figure out what the Chris Sky sound is exactly, because the more I can pin it down, the more I can you know, be niched myself in my own style. And I do think that this album is the most streamlined sound I've managed to capture in my entire solo project career, whatever you want to call it. So I think this is a good start to say I'm going to do things different this time around. I want to not give up the fight of promoting, because this is it. This is the one that I want people to hear first, and then they can discover the older stuff because they like the new stuff. See, I've been trying to create that for a long time, the album that can bring people in and then they can discover everything else. But you need that one thing, and I think this album is the one that can work like that for me. Now, I haven't made any music videos for it, because to be totally honest, when it comes to creating, I'm quite exhausted. I just made the album, and I want to start playing live now. Now I want to start, like I said, posting, playing live, all the things I was doing before the album. So it's time to get on with that, you know. Look out for shows. I think I have one already, December. I don't want to say it yet. I'll make a vlog talking about it, but because I don't know the date on the top of my head. But yeah, shows are coming already. Acoustic, full band. It's all coming up soon. I can do that now. So yeah, that's it. Until next time, rock on.